The Philip Alassane-led administration has achieved a lot of successes despite the difficulties it has faced. Key among these achievements is the improvement of infrastructure for members as well as for the Ghana National Association of Teachers.
There was the need for us to have secretariats at the various levels where we'll be able to serve our members better. You realize that members need our assistance and support every now and then. Now, when they need assistance of now, where do they go to? And so that is why we thought of having secretariats across the country. Now, because of that, you see that our members are very happy and proud.
Now let's take you on a ride to some of these sites. We'll start off with Greater Accra, and it's where two old dilapidated bungalows have been reconstructed at the Greater Accra Secretariat. Another district secretariat is being constructed at Adan for the Dangbe East District. Peter Boateng is the Greater Accra Gnat Regional Secretary.
The advent of the pandemic has also redirected the focus of the organization, because we have had a lot of people applying for financial support, calamities befalling many, where we have to render some form of support and all that. But I think generally, if you look at the strides being made, looking at infrastructural developments, the prototype buildings that we intend doing, the one in Ada, in the region Greater Accra, is almost completed. And if you come to the refurbishment of the residences for the Assistant Regional Secretary and that of the officer from headquarters, with such a beautiful state-of-the-art edifices, you find that administration is on course.
Attempts are also being made to recover a parcel of land acquired by Gnat at Abokobi, Ajangote. Pelham Oyiye leads a committee tasked to ensure this is done.
We are in the process of trying to negotiate with the landowners, but we have arrived at this decision because we have also triggered the process of getting through to the Lands Commission, Land Title Registry, to ensure that our title certificate that we have is still valid and authentic, and also to further validate whether our plots, the place that we have now, has been plotted or superimposed onto another bigger site plan. Apparently, in our consultation and discussion at the CID headquarters, property fraud to be specific, the grantors, the new grantors who claim to have possession over this place, said that they have won judgment over the land that we purchased many years ago and did publication, and they never suffered. They won judgment as far back 2016, and the court, the Supreme Court, gave them order to go into possession. So they brought their judgment plan, and then we saw what it was, and then we saw the judgment. So we are just at the process of trying to negotiate, because the goodwill of the Gnat leadership, led by the General Secretary, Mr. Thomas Tanko Musa, is that we don't need to have a bloodshed on this land, which will benefit teachers and the community, and therefore there's need to dialogue.
The Deputy General Secretary for Administration and Labour Relations, Daniel Afedu, justifies the current administration's decision for investments to be made in infrastructure development.
Gnat is a very democratic organization. I can say it's one of the democratic organizations you can ever get, because even how we spend our money is in the constitution. That at the end of the month, when you get the money, use 5%. It goes down there to the locals to organize. At the district level, we send some 16%. At the region, we have 3%. Then national. Then after that, we also have what we call capital expenditure. We take 4%. Initially what was happening was that each of the district that they are, the secretariat that they occupy, is the national secretary that pays the rent. But what we realized is that some of the monies that we have given them to organize, they started using some in capital outlay. For example, getting a secretariat or an office. So we took a decision, when the general secretary came, took a decision that we need the people to get the information down there. So the money that we have given you, stop using it for the capital project. So now the headquarters has taken over. Those who don't have, we have designed what we call a prototype building that we have started. As we speak, there's one which is almost completed at Ada, another one at Senya Winneba. We also have those who have already started, a good number of them at least. Some of them come to mind at Didome, Suhum, Takwa, Bogoso, Bia. All these projects that you see as we went are being supported by the funded. Some of them have already got into a certain level. The headquarters has taken over. Some we are spending 300, 400,000 on some of these projects all over.
Gnat is 90 years this year, and as part of our programs and activities, we had a forum, a business forum, where we discussed a lot of things, and we launched the 20-year housing scheme program or project, where we expect other companies to come on board, so that at the end of the day, we expect that before our members retire, they would have had their own places of abode. It is not easy to retire and live in somebody's house, because that is the point. You have a lot of ailments where you'll be buying medicines and all that. So if at the time you have to live in somebody's apartment, rented apartment, whilst you think of your medication, you will also be thinking of money to buy or to pay rent, and that is what we want to avoid. I must say that the welfare of our members is paramount to us, is dear to our hearts.
The current administration has also acquired shares in Unique Insurance. The Teachers Fund properties and Credit More subsidiaries are also being restructured to meet consumer demands.
Credit More underwent a restructuring in the last 1 year, and the purpose of the restructuring was to change the business model into an e-commerce business, and the reason for that is so that the company can better respond to the changing needs of teachers. So what we've done with Credit More now is that we've created a new e-commerce company out of it, where any teacher who wants anything to buy can go to the Play Store and download the mobile app, or visit our website www.creditmore.com.gh, and then choose anything that they want to buy and pay for up to 24 months. We've made sure that the interest rates are reduced so that teachers will be able to comfortably buy and pay over this period that we have described. And what we've also done is that we realized that we can't stock every possible item that a teacher will want to buy. So we have a network of merchants all over the country. Some of our merchants includes Melcom Ghana Limited. We have Somotex, we have Electroland, we have Ashfoam, we have some of the building material merchants like Kosi Upon Limited, we have Nana KJC, and all those merchants. We've made sure that they are not just concentrated in Accra, but we have merchants in almost all the regional capitals in Ghana.
Well, Gnat is not just an association. It's a family, I must say. And the welfare of our members is so paramount. We all pay dues every month. At the end of the day, this money goes into a lot of things. And so there was the need to invest these monies into more lucrative ventures to be able to serve our members better.
Membership for the Ghana National Association of Teachers itself has increased by some 15,000 over this period, despite the proliferation of other rival teacher unions. The current leaders have improved stakeholder membership and its engagement and relations. And now you currently will get an SMS when you celebrate, for example, your birthday, or even when major announcements are to be made bulk for all members. It was the current president, Madam Philippa Larson, who at the Teachers Forum back in September 2020 proposed to government the need for teachers to be given laptops for free. This has been adopted by the Ministry of Education, although at a cost for teachers.
Gnat initiated it, you are aware, and we didn't expect that it was going to be on cost-sharing basis. But even that one, we are still grateful, because people are complaining about the fact that other sectors do not contribute towards the materials and equipment they use for their work. But in our case, at the end of the day, if you leave the GAs, you are going away with a laptop. It becomes your personal property.
The Ewutu Efutu Senya District Secretariat facilitated the purchasing of a building plot on which a prototype infrastructure is being developed with funding from the headquarters. The edifice, which is almost ready, accommodates 3 offices, a mini conference, 3 storerooms, and other ancillary facilities. The Trefohimang Lower Dentra District operates from this single-room facility where there is limited space. This impedes effective work delivery. The development gave reason for the Secretariat to commence construction of an edifice to ensure there's more room for administrative work. Ebenezer Kwisitando is the District Gnat Secretary.
From 2017 to date, the District Secretariat financed the project up to the gable level. We were, however, financially handicapped. So we wrote to the headquarters and they have approved some amount to be used to complete the project. The project has, however, been given to a contractor to proceed. So as we are witnessing, we have roofing being done by the contractor.
The Central Regional Gnat Secretary, Yusuf Baba, had this to say about the current administration of the union.
The union is vibrant in the region for the past 2 years. I came here in 2020, and I've seen that if not because of the coronavirus, we would have gone far by now. But where we are, I think that it is something we can put our chest out and say that we have done so well. We have done so well. Gnat is visible in the media.
Now let's take you to Draboso in the Western region, where an edifice has been completed by the current leadership.
I came to meet this structure at its roofing stage. So with the help of my executive and my regional bosses, we wrote to headquarters for assistance. And by the grace of God, with the assistance of the current regional secretary, we were able to receive an amount of 93,000 Ghana cedis from Gnat headquarters, which helped to complete this whole project. So we started with the screeding, the tiling, the electrical works. In fact, everything to its completing state. And on the 12th of August, the building was officially commissioned by my regional secretary with support from staff from headquarters. By the grace of God, we have other plots of land, and because of encroachment, we decided to turn this whole structure or this whole land into an event center. Looking at the terrain that we are in, Draboso is a semi-urban setting, but we don't have any recreation centers. So we decided to convert this whole place into an event center. So that's why we have Gnat Gardens, and we plead for support from headquarters to help us complete this whole project.
At Isam in the Bia district, national leaders are helping the district executives to complete construction of their secretariat. The current executives are also helping executives at Takwa to complete a secretariat designed to have offices, 2 conference rooms and a store. Local executives hope to complete the first phase before the end of 2021. At Debiaso in Wasa East, a secretariat is also being built for members there. The project, when completed, will house offices, a conference hall, hostels and apartments.
If you look at the way we were paying, say, rent, it is the responsibility of the headquarters to pay rent to all the districts. So provide office accommodation, office space. So I think realizing that we're paying huge sums of money on rent, this current General Secretary has decided that he would rather build office accommodation for all districts, so that whatever we'll be operating from will be our own facility like we are here. And it has advantages. Because it would be very good if you're operating from your own apartment than you paying rent as a tenant. So for the past 2 years, we have seen a lot of infrastructure development. The immediate past renovated the headquarters hostel, and then the facility, give it upliftment. I think work is still ongoing there. it gives a credit to the image, corporate image of the organization. I was watching a news, and I saw that the Minister for Defense, Kandapa and Co, were having a meeting in one of our conference rooms, saw Gnat on the seat. I was so happy. It gives a corporate integrity and image to the organization. So within the last 2 years, yes, in terms of infrastructure development, it has been started well. And we want it to be continued so that within all the corners of this country where we have our offices, the district offices, we will have the office accommodation as our own property that will not pay rent to anybody.
Let's go up to the Ashanti region. We'll start from New Edubiase. The Gnat headquarters is funding the construction of a 2-bedroom apartment at Bekwai. An office complex has also been built. The leadership also wants to pull down this structure, which houses the Asante Akim South District Secretariat, due to serious structural defects at various portions. A prototype of the project has been designed while the contractor awaits funding to begin work. The District Secretariat at Asante Akim North has applied for support to complete a self-initiated project. Funding was provided by the headquarters for the completion of the Setre East District Secretariat. It will house an office, a conference room, a duty post with ancillary facilities. One of Gnat's biggest projects is the Abankro Teachers Village. It is located in Adjuso. It comprises of an administration unit which houses offices and other ancillary facilities. The Ashanti Regional Assistant Secretary shed light on the association's plan for the village.
You can see from the background, we started the project here in phases. Just by my left in front is a flat. There are 8 apartments that we have here. Then this is the administrative block. Then we have the 2 hostel or accommodation block. The single occupancy or the double occupancy, the ordinary rooms, we have about 84 rooms. And then there is executive rooms, about 4 of them that we have. In all, there's still a lot of land. We intend developing it, building a much bigger auditorium that can take large numbers. But for now, there's a cafeteria behind the administrative block that takes about 200, 250 normal sitting. But with covered spacing, it takes less. But if it is not covered, then it takes more. So currently, this is a facility that we have. We intend developing it into a center of excellence where we can use it as a resource center to train teachers. We have even started the CTF programs. We held a number of them here. So in the future, we intend using this place as a center of excellence to train our teachers, and then we make it available to the public that needs to use it.
The Regional Secretariat also acquired 7.25 acres of land at Ampabing in Adjuso for future development. There are plans to construct a fence around it since it is being encroached upon. A transition bungalow at the Snit Flats was fitted with sliding windows and furnished with beds, air conditioners, seats, a television set, and other ancillary facilities. Sliding windows and an air conditioner were also provided at the Assistant Regional Secretary's bungalow. The Secretary's bungalow in the airport estate is also undergoing major rehabilitation. It has been re-roofed, sliding windows fixed, tiled and rewired. The main gate was changed, while the fence was also provided with some security features. In the Volta region, funding was provided by the headquarters to complete the Keta municipality's quest to construct the Keta District Secretariat. The project, which was designed to house offices, conference room, a library, store, and a restaurant, was at the roofing level before the financial intervention by the National Secretariat. In Sogakope, a decision to construct a conference facility with funding provided by the headquarters was rescinded by the South Tongue Gnat Council. The district chairperson, Elom Golo, explained what informed the decision.
And this is a district Gnat project. Initially, the district itself started with a small office. National came around, saw what we have done, and decided to support us and requested that we should expand the project to cover a conference hall for a capacity so we can have our conferences, council meeting, and possibly district conference here. And so at a point we advanced an amount of over 130,000 cedis to start. Upon that money, we decided to do a bit of work. Then councillors moved the motion, a call for emergency council meeting, moved the motion. That looking at the future, if we just have to get a conference hall, that wouldn't be of much help. There was an initial plan of having a conference hall and then a guest house, a guest room, about 3 of them down to rig in some money as inflow. So a motion was moved at council that we should not go for just the ground conference hall, and that we should have a story building rather, have a conference at the top and have the offices down, guest rooms down to rent on weekend basis, so to rake in some money. And so for now, council decision, a resolution was passed to that effect, and we are writing back to General Secretary to request for his final approval so we can commence with the story building. But most of them, the amount given to us, we've done a lot of deposit for cement, sand, road, and other things in order to beat the price inflation.
In Adidoma, the Senate Secretariat received funding to expand its conference hall. Ongoing works, including columns, have all been erected to support the building. The conference room and office spaces have all been tiled. Part of the funds was used to renovate the hostel facility. According to executives, the rooms were converted into single-room self-contained and then also furnished with beds, fans, and television sets. Elsewhere in the Volta region, structural works have been completed on the Hokwe District Secretariat, which houses 2 offices, a mini conference room, 2 guest rooms, and a store. The project was initiated by the Secretariat before the headquarters came in to support with funding towards its completion. The funds provided were used in completing the structural works, roofing, the fixing of burglar proofs, electricals, and plumbing works. The executives are hopeful a supplementary budget presented to the National Office will also be approved to ensure the completion of the project. At Nkwanta, structural works have been completed on a 150-sitting capacity conference hall at the Nkwanta South District. Executives explained that materials have been bought for roofing works, with appeals also made for extra funding from the National Office to complete the project. At Kejebi, the district branch commenced the construction of a secretariat with its internal generated funds until headquarters provided money towards its completion. Structural works were completed before the intervention. As a result, funds provided by the national headquarters were used for finishing, being ceiling, tiling, fixing of doors, burglar proofs, among others. The executives indicated that materials for electrical works have all been procured. They are hoping to complete the edifice with supplementary funding from the district coffers by the close of 2021. The whole municipality is currently erecting a prototype of the Gnat District Secretariat. Whole Municipal Gnat Chairperson Lois Tipongasari sheds light on the project.
The project that we are building currently is for the districts. Whole district has 4 political districts, and so we are very big districts, and we've had that challenge for a very long time. So this project coming on board is very, very helpful to us. The project entails an office for the secretary, We have a waiting area, we have a place for the chairman, and then it's going to be floored. And then we are planning for future to add one building on it to make it a story building. We have a conference area where our members can sit and then have a mini conference. And then we have a very spacious parking area, so when members come, they'll be able to feel comfortable when they come. I might say we are about 60% complete of the project. We are hoping to get the last tranche of the payment so that work will finish. So we are only hoping that leadership will send the rest of the money so that the work will be done. And so hopefully, we are thinking that by close of year, the building will be handed over to the district.
The Volta Regional Gnat Chairman David Carter lauded the infrastructure development initiatives from the national headquarters.
Over the past 2 years, the growth of the union has been very phenomenal, in that we've seen massive improvement in various aspects in terms of infrastructure development, as you've seen yourself on the ground. Various districts that has projects ongoing were all supported to help them complete the ongoing projects, and those that do not have anything ongoing, we started giving them support to also put up the prototype office building. I think that these are things that are helping the union to grow in terms of infrastructure development. I think that by and large, the confidence of members across the country in their leadership has increased to some level, even though members are still not satisfied. But I think that it is a marked improvement on what we used to experience in the immediate past. And I think if we continue in this tangent, our members will have a lot of confidence in leadership.
In the Northern Region, the National Office committed resources towards the renovation of the Gnat hostel facility, the conference hall, the Secretariat, a bungalow and 2 apartments. The Secretariat, which was constructed some 30 years ago, had seen no renovation until it was given a facelift in July 2021. The Gnat Northern Regional Secretary, Lydia Adetok, explains how the renovation process was initiated.
And the General Secretary, in fact, when we appealed to him for financial support for the renovation of the Secretariat, in fact, God really touched his heart. And I know that he's very good when it comes to putting himself in the shoe of the person who is affected psychologically. When he personally came here, visited us, and realized that no, we were not in a good environment. So when we sent the appeal, he actually released monies for us to renovate the whole Secretariat.
The entire structure was painted in Gnat colors, while the louver blade windows were replaced with sliding glass windows. The wooden doors were also replaced with metal fabricated doors and well labeled. The structure, which previously had terrazzo floors, now has tiles laid in all offices. The washroom also saw some facelift to a modern fitted water closet facility. To complement the renovation works, all the offices were furnished with executive tables, chairs, and sofa seats, coupled with a rewiring of the entire structure. The hostel facility and the conference hall were painted, while a new Gnat signage was also fitted to the conference hall. An apartment acquired on Block 18 of the Smith Flats also saw some renovation works. The apartment, which housed the regional accountant, was then tiled and had its interior repainted. This apartment, which accommodated the family of the Tamale Metropolitan Secretary on Smith Flat Block 11, was also re-roofed, tiled, and also painted. A 2-bedroom bungalow allocated to the Assistant Regional Secretary was expanded into a 3-bedroom, re-roofed, with the fence wall increased by some 48 inches. The entire compound was filled with gravel to avert perennial flooding, which previously was always experienced. The Gnat Regional Secretary for the Northern Region is Atta Longea.
If you look at the whole place, you can see that there is a very big or massive facelift given to the hall, the conference hall, the secretariat office, and the hostel. On behalf of the regional council and teachers in the region, we want to thank General Secretary very much for the kind of support he has given to Northern region. Actually, since he took over office, if you look at Northern region, we have actually seen a very massive support and change within our regional secretariat towards our work or operations as far as the Gnat activities are concerned.
The Gnat Northern Regional Secretary Lydia Adetuk lauded the improvement in the administration of the association and its media presence within the last 2 years.
For the last 2 years, I can say that our media and our leadership encounter with the media is very good, especially with TV3 that play a documentary on the cancer fund and the treatment of cancer patients. The media has projected the activities of the association to the level that today the grassroots people are aware. They have the days of the activities and programs of the association. So I can say that administratively we are able to bring everybody on board, and that is good. Our structures are working. I want to use this opportunity to thank our General Secretary and his team for lifting the image of the Northern Regional Gnat Secretariat. And I believe that, in fact, the teachers, whenever they come over, they don't believe that this is the Regional Secretariat.
Further up north, we'll take you to Wa, where the over 20-year-old Upper West Ghana National Association of Teachers Hostel has suffered several defects, endangering the existence of the facility. The 30-room structure, originally designed with water reservoirs stationed on the roof, is seriously leaking at various sections. The majority of the rooms on the third floor have sections of the wall peeling off, all due to frequent leaking of the roof. This has affected the interiors of the room, but the assistance of the National Office is being sought to renovate the structure. Baba Kasim Seidu is the Upper West Regional Gnat Secretary.
So when a report was made to the General Secretary, he rushed down here. I was in town with my treasurer, we doing some other official work. Before we arrived, the General Secretary removed his smoke, climbed the building. Where you climb? He climbed on top of the building to see things by himself. He saw it quickly. The serious General Secretary asked that we should get an engineer to quickly come and prepare bill of quantities for us to see. Truly, we have called. We call on an engineer, a firm known as Property House Ghana Limited. They came to do the bill of quantities. We submitted the reports to the general. Ever since the current General Secretary took over, we will say positive. Positive in the sense that we have seen so many changes in terms of our, let's see, his visits. This is my attendance book. Within the last, from 2020 to now, if not at all, the General Secretary has been in this region for 3 times. 3 times. So it tells you that he's up to the task. Then in terms of employee, we staff call ourselves as employees. We are employees of Gnat. Employees' grievances, issues that affect staff, we put it, is quickly addressed.
The National Administration initiated a fence project to protect a parcel of land allocated to the association's Upper East Regional Secretariat, which was left lying idle. This was after financially settling the landowners who had sued the association for non-payment of compensation. The Upper East Regional Secretary, Larry Kitunam, gave a background to the construction of the fence.
But it is worth noting that the region has already started on its own before I came and molded some blocks, but I could not carry on the work because
of the litigation. That the eastern wall was built then. So when the estimate was sent, well, Madam Gifty could not release the money until the new General Secretary ascended to the throne. So the first wall you see, I call it the most beautiful wall in the whole country when it comes to Gnat. I think the Regional Secretary will have the most beautiful wall. It was sponsored by Gnat headquarters. The new General Secretary signed the money for us. Before we could start the work in June 2020, we have to do out-of-court settlement of the land. And recompensation was made. And it was headquarters who did the recompensation. And it was chunk of an amount. That over 300,000 Ghana cedis has to be paid to the landowners, and other documentary work has to be done by Gnat headquarters.
Prior to the regional delegates conference, funds were released for the renovation of the Secretariat and 1,200 capacity conference hall. So far, painting of the interior and exteriors have been done, while some chairs have been provided as well. Currently, these two structures serve as the hostel facility. However, a construction of a 60-bed capacity hostel has commenced to ensure there's enough room for the business to enhance revenue mobilization. The Gnat Upper East Regional Chairperson, Ivy Betu Naso, touched on support being received from the national headquarters to enhance administration works.
During the year in review, they have been able to support the Secretariat with 8 HP printers, 8 Canon photocopier machines, 8 desktop computers. These have been distributed to the districts, and we have kept one each for the Regional Secretariat. Recently too, they have been able to connect an internet facility that has been running and servicing the whole Secretariat.
In a bid to protect and prevent encroachment on the association's land in Brekum, the National Administration provided funding for the construction of a fence around the property. Work has begun in earnest on the fence around the 15 plots of land. The Beat Cooperative Credit Union Limited, the bungalow for staff of the Ghana Education Service and the Ghana National Association of Teachers occupy sections of the land. A contractor has also been assigned to rehabilitate the Bunafo Assistant Regional Secretary's bungalow, which lies on the southeastern end of the Sunyang Estate. The Bunafo Regional Secretary explains the scope of the rehabilitation works.
Specifically, the rehabilitation covers the wall, it covers the pavement of the yard. It talks about re-roofing of the structure. It talks about tiling of the whole structure, and addition of a master bedroom to the 2 rooms that we have here, and a whole lot of work that needs to be added.
In the eastern region, the Suhum district financed the construction of a secretariat up to the roofing level. The national leadership stepped in to help finish the project. The structure houses an edifice, a lobby, a conference hall, and a 2-bedroom self-contained apartment for the district secretary. The Deputy Eastern Regional Secretary's bungalow is also being renovated. It has been tiled, while the windows and doors are being changed. Eastern Regional Gnat Secretary Peter Kpakpo spoke on the Secretariat's intentions to use the media as a medium to reach out to more members of the association.
Over the last 2 years, our relationship or our engagement with the media has been cordial. And you can even see in our programs across the regions and some districts that the media, especially the TV3, has been covering most of our program. And so our engagement with the media has been very cordial as we can relate to the past.
We had challenges renovating our deputy assistant regional secretary's residence. But with the coming in of the general secretary, I must say that it has been wonderful. As we speak, we are at about 80% complete of that project. And very soon it will be handed over to the region for our assistant secretary to move in and occupy it to help the administration of the region's activities. And we are grateful in that direction.
Let me use this opportunity to wish each and every member of the Ghana National Association of Teachers a happy 90th anniversary. And I believe that the Lord God has brought us this far to enable us to work together and to achieve the aspirations of our founding fathers. Having said that, I believe that it is in the collective strength and contributions of one another that we've been able to do what to do. And all the initiatives that have been taken were done with their full support. And for that matter, we say we are grateful, and may the good Lord richly bless them. Now, going forward, they can all see that these projects and those that are yet to be done and completed, they can appreciate that more resources, more efforts, and more inputs will be needed. It is on this particular note that we ask for everybody's contribution, regardless of how small it is, because one man cannot do it. Everybody must come on board. We cannot leave anybody behind at this particular time and hour and day, year of our development, so that we can all realize Article 24(3) of the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana. That says that people join unions to realize their own economic and social interest. And so we are grateful that may the good Lord bless each and every one of you. And we are counting on you, and specifically to the National Council members. It is with your kind support, prayers, and contributions that we have come this far. We are counting on you, since you are the representatives of the people, that the kind of policies, programs, and the kind of contributions that we make going forward should assist all of us to make our members and their conditions better than we came to meet it. So that at the end of the day, we'll be able to all together smile at one another, that we've been able to realize the dream that each and everyone has for him or herself, in particular the dream we all see for the Ghana National Association of Teachers. I will say once again that may the good Lord bless the Ghana National Association of Teachers and make our union great and strong. Thank you, and God bless us all.